This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
So we'll start the meeting over. Meeting Finance Committee of January 31st. Do we have any minutes? We do have minutes.
Yes, we have
remember them?
minutes from the 11th.
The 11th? Okay. Do we have any further discussion? Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion to approve. Any further discussion? Hearing none? Aye. All approved. Public speak. We have public. No speaking?
No speak.
Okay. We don't have the mayor here. Let's get right into the agenda. I'm trying to break Salem's record. Anyway, I've shared the budget, and we have everything that we did in 22. The actual budget for 23 is here. We spent $5,000. Let's just go down. The first items are already done by Barbara because they're fixed by ordinance. That's the new salaries that were approved this year for the city council. Half a year, because this starts July 1st and ends, I'm sorry, it starts January 1st. The budget starts July 1st, but the salaries don't begin until the new elected officials begin January 1st of 2023. And this budget begins July 1st of 2023. So that's why these are half a year salaries. Any questions on that so far? Okay. So advertising, since we're gonna run out again and we spent $4,900, why don't we put $4,500 in here? Mr. President, what do you think?
5,000.
Okay. Let me put 5,000 there?
Mr. Yep.
I think that says 50,000, which seems a little high.
Barbara's gonna
Just a
have
little
to
bit.
with that number.
All right.
Is that will go?
What's the zero one? Education and training. We don't, oh, that's what, this was $900.
$900. Keep it the same.
Okay, let me. Where did I type this?
You didn't, so just go down to the next, there you go. Because you moved the page.
Okay. Yeah. These were zeroed out. This was office supplies, and they're in another line now. Advertising.
Office supplies, yeah. The departments are now taking over back their office supplies.
Okay.
So this is a year where we have new counselors coming in and old counselors going. So I do need some office supplies for nameplates and plaques and stuff like that.
Give us a figure.
Well, it's always hard to tell because I don't know how many people there'll be. But
If you had to do 9 months, what would it cost?
why don't you put 200?
We rely on your expertise here.
If there's only
But if we
one
can-
person leaving and one person coming in, then it's,
What is it? This is advertising E&C. Where is that? I don't know what it was. We spent 500. Huh?
Shouldn't be there, it's encumbrance.
Yep. We
just
should.
get that one. That's
Okay.
We don't need it.
So now what we want to do here, this is brand new, is put, well, 10,000 in for city attorney fees. That's what the mayor's always given us in a sense, but the mayor controls that. This would allow the department head, the chair, to control it and get reports. I like it. We never had a problem with this mayor with that, and I haven't had a problem in the past, but a future mayor might want to hold back city attorney fees if they don't like the ordinance with advertising.
It has happened in cities.
In other cities.
Yes. So.
And most other cities have a line for the council,
And by the way, we do too.
but it's not.
It's not under us, but we.
But this way, Omar, I rely on your judgment here. I think this way you have better control. You know
better.
exactly what's left.
It's better.
But if Hadel, if you think, is there any difference?
it's just the only difference is the city attorney will have to have a separate bill for the city council.
Does he do that now?
No.
So
I
like,
think that's better.
This is better.
And the other thing about it is the mayor can't steal from this account once it's officially budgeted.
That doesn't sound right. She can move money, or the mayor can move money, no steal.
I mean, she can't move the money. I didn't mean that. Sorry. Bad language.
Just saying.
But this way, a future mayor, if we have that account line, will not be able to access it.
Correct.
And that way, we also know where we're at all the time. I like it. If other cities and towns have it, I recommend it. But I rely on the other councilors for their opinion.
I like the idea of being able to have our own line item to be able to use at our discretion, to be able to give guidance around matters that we're dealing with. So I think it's cool.
And it doesn't really increase the budget because the budget's there already. It just moves it into this account.
I mean, I'm definitely in favor. I've even at like MMA type things, I know some people have said, I'm not suggesting that, you know, like, hopefully it never comes to this, but there have been cities where the council and the mayor actually find themselves at odds legally over whether one body has the right to do something. I'm not saying that would happen with this mayor or this council, but just in terms of best practices, if something like that were to ever happen, you know, you probably don't want to be going to the mayor in that case, you know, for something like that. So just in terms of setting this up, okay, look, it says that I'm new.
What does it say?
I'm just speaking, but it says Dan Restaurant. Anyway,
Because you're talking,
yeah.
and I'm in there.
Oh, because you're this thing. All right. Cool. But yeah,
Looks like it, Dan.
it seems like I think it makes sense. And, you know, we've just had to go through this process so many times in the last few years, trying to figure out how we pay for these sorts of things, that I do kind of like the idea of trying it out this way and seeing what's better and what's worse. So I'm a supporter.
Have you spoken to the mayor about this?
Not yet.
When are you going to meet with the mayor?
I have it in my calendar. I don't remember.
So this
Right.
is a fairly large increase over the prior fiscal year. Most of it is salaries, but if you look at this,
I don't know why the mayor's going to be against that when it's already in a part of the budget. We just put it under city council budget.
did that add up right? It doesn't seem like it added up right. Did they do something wrong?
Well, it does seem like that.
Oh, you know what it did? It added the 50 here twice. So that's wrong.
50,000?
you're like, you need to do your expenses and your salary and then add all together.
Where's expenses total? Is this the expense total here?
Probably doesn't have a total. You can just leave it.
So this is the expense total. No, it's not. I don't know what happened. What's the expense?
Yeah, that's right.
Just some,
The next one.
This is right, correct?
yeah.
And so our total would be
That plus
50, 56.
You just do equals.
equals,
I think I can add this.
Well,
Just do
you
a
could,
formula.
but what if you change?
and then you,
Is that right?
Well, it probably, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's right.
That's 50,500 plus 6,100. It's not a lot of high math here.
I know, in my line of work, you're never supposed to manually add or subtract anything because
Do it for-
you might have to change a number later and you want everything automatically adding up. But
Well,
we don't
Barbara,
need
when
to-
you get this, if you would like to do the
I
sum
do, I
formula
have
in
to.
Halo, you can do whatever you want. I use my mind because, you know, I might lose it one of these days. Are we set with this?
I'm comfortable with it.
Yes?
So the other day, at last city council meeting, you made a statement, and I know that there's conversation within the city, et cetera, that departments, it'd be great if they could go back and look at their budgets in an effort to be supportive of the library. And I think that this is a pretty slim budget. However, to be models for other departments in the city, do we want to say, is there something that we can, $900? I'm just kind of throwing that question out there because it was something that was posed to other departments.
My statement was in regard to knowing what the overall budget and the needs of every department. What you're suggesting is we would appropriate funds to the library in this budget, which we cannot do.
No, I'm saying, do we want to, is there money from this that we could slim down, that we could say to the mayor, we've slimmed down our budget and this is the amount of money that we would actually like to see go towards the library?
I don't know, it's awful tight. I don't
I'm just
disagree
saying.
with the idea, but I don't know where. I mean, we went to 5,000 on advertising because there's been a lot of advertising over the years. So I don't know where we could do that.
I'm posing the question because it was encouraged for other departments to think about.
I think it's a valid question, but I also the reason that we're talking about raising the advertising is because we have been spending more than we budgeted for year over year, just because there's things that we are legally mandated. It's not like we decide what we want to advertise, we have to do it. And I mean, could we cut that 900 for training? Sure, but I do think it's...
What did we spend this year? 500 or something? How many counselors went through the MMA?
4, but only one isn't taking it.
You're making that face, but we still have 5 more months. People can go to other places to take training. Not necessarily you have to go to the MMA to use the $100.
Okay.
Plus it's
I'm only bringing it up because I thought that's the only place you could spend it. But if there's other training sessions, sure.
I get invites to
Yeah, there's things all
It's more
here
stuff.
and
Yeah.
there. I probably should.
I mean, the MMA is one of the biggest ones, but
Sure.
it's more training out there that I encourage the consular to use the $100 and to participate in those trainings.
Okay. I don't feel like we can cut this ourselves.
your budget, the 10,000 is gone.
Yeah, you don't have the $10,000 there.
Where'd that go?
The whole thing is gone.
City Attorney Services row 10.
Doesn't have anything on
So
Yeah, it's not there.
You know what? That means this whole thing was changed. It's not 56.
it. Just add it in there.
And I didn't do, well, because I didn't do a formula, it's not gonna change itself.
No, but the 10,000 will be 66,600.
If you got a 6 or a 5. Ooh, that's not bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, forgive me. 6,600. 00. No,
We're another 6.
66,000.
You just put it equals.
6,600. Point.
There you go.
Okay?
Yep.
Motion to approve the budget to be sent to the full council.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Just for the record, this is what we are putting here, but at the end is the mayor's budget, and the mayor can decrease that number or increase that number.
Or decrease.
That's what I say, decrease or increase.
Well, the full council has to approve it first.
Yeah, now just saying for the record.
Okay. The other item on the agenda, let me stop sharing here. How do I do this? Is the idea of whether or not we want a meeting. I was asked by Maren if we could have a meeting with the school finance committee. I don't see how we can do that unless it's a special meeting. If you look at Barbara's thing there, we have a ton of free cash stuff coming. Next meeting, we're going to deal with the stabilization accounts. That public hearing is going to be continued tomorrow. Next meeting on the 8th, we're going to deal with the 3 that we have, but I understand we're going to get a lot more. I don't need it. I believe I know enough about the budget, but I've been here a while. I'm just asking you what you want. I promised I'd ask. I feel like when the budget comes to us from the school, from the mayor, that would be a time to ask the same questions. That's just me. So, Tom, what do you think? It's going to have to be a special meeting, otherwise we're going to be here. If we spend an hour on that, and then we can spend an hour and a half on all the finance things. We could. What do you think, Connie?
Is he wanting to have a conversation about something specific?
He said, well, we always said we'd meet every quarter.
Right, yeah?
It has been about 3 months.
Yeah, it has been.
But what we didn't have at the time was the kind of free cash issues of, you know, it coming later, and we also have a great many more free cash issue things to deal with. I don't particularly do well in a long meeting, so if we're going to do it, I think it should be a separate meeting.
Yeah, I agree.
And right now, I don't know when to schedule that. So I need your help on this if you really want it. I don't need it. Oh, usually do 6, I only do 4. The calendar.
Would it be maybe helpful if I set up just like a doodle poll or something to everyone involved and just see what days might be available?
Well, I got to find a time when we can do it here because it has to be hybrid. Because a lot of people won't. And I got to ask Barbara what dates. And I think that should be our choice. I mean, you're never going to get all the people that want to go. It's hard. We'll get everywhere. Unless we come up with 2 or 3 dates and you put them in the pool. Is that what you want to do?
Well, if I could get the dates that we could do it, I could just send those out and say what days are available, and we could just take. I mean, if it just right now, you know, budget season is kicking off and it's hectic. So if it can't be for a few weeks, then that is what it is. But I do think it probably would be a show of good faith for us to try and at least see what's available, and you know, if just take it from there.
Well, what do you think?
I agree, yeah.
Well, we can't do the 8th. That's already done. We could do the 22nd and add it to what we're going to get. That's a long meeting.
No, let's try and do a separate meeting.
What's normally on Tuesday nights? Ordinance or something on 22nd?
Tuesday night usually is the school committee.
So how about the 23rd?
Well, like I said, I could just set up, like if we just get a list of dates, I can just send it over and see what works for everybody.
Yeah, let's
Better
try
make sure that
a few
we
days.
check and see what this room is
Available.
available.
Or would you be able to send me like or do you have that?
Well,
Or
I mean,
So,
I would.
Let's
need
look
to
at Thursdays.
Thursday?
Mondays are good days too.
Or Mondays?
Mondays are,
Mondays are, I hate
because those are good days.
unless it's 5 o'clock. 5 to 6,
What time do you have to leave?
well, I'd have to leave at 6:30.
Oh, if we could do 5 o'clock, I want 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
How about this? Monday?
We can't have it the 27th February,
Let me say this. What's on the 27th?
because I know there's a meeting that
Well, it would
Yeah.
be, our council meeting in February is
The first and
1st and the 15th, so the 20th or the 23rd, Tom? Or March 2nd. It's the day after the council. How about those 2 dates to start?
Let me go down real quick and look and see if there's anything right now. Okay, let me just go look because I'm not here.
That makes sense.
So I will, what are those, I will send out well, no, you're gonna do
The
it too.
20th, the 23rd, and March 2nd
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see if they will.
at like 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, okay.
Sure.
That will
And you'll send out the notice, send it to all the people that are involved. I guess it's the whole school committee. and Allison and Nick.
Right, although really, we really just need their finance
Do
committee.
you know who that is? I think it's Maren, Megan, and somebody else.
Cindy.
Cindy? Okay. And Nick and Allison. Okay, that makes it easier, less people. They're the ones that have to make it.
Right, there might be other people.
You're available on those dates? I forgot to ask them.
I don't know, maybe.
I am right now.
March 2nd, the 27th, and what was the other one, the 20th? I can make those rules.
What did we,
So February 20th.
20th?
There's, I can do for sure, the 23rd, I can do. And
March 2nd.
March 2nd. I goes back. Yeah, sure. I could do those.
Okay, we'll just wait for her to come back.
I have things on the 23rd and the 2nd, but they're at 7:30, so presumably.
It's a holiday.
Ada?
Yeah.
Ada, we would like you to come. What about you on those
It's a,
days?
you know, the Monday,
She
the
can't.
23rd is a holiday.
Monday what?
I think it's the 23rd, right?
Yeah,
There is a-
20th.
The 20th, yeah.
What's that
It's a
holiday?
President Day.
President's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Just for, I mean, maybe council would want to have a meeting, but city employees is a holiday.
It's a holiday.
Well, let's do the 23rd. And how about you on the Thursday? So you're bad on Thursday?
Thursday, she is
Yeah,
busy.
yeah.
I can talk for you.
Well, that kills everything. Well,
Yeah,
no,
I
that's
guess.
a sick.
27th.
Don't worry, I'm here for you.
Oh,
She
she
said
can't
it's
do the
booked.
23rd? Oh.
Do we need Hadel here? Do we want Hadel here?
I
Otherwise,
think that the important thing is that the members of these two committees meet. I think is
I don't think for
most
that
important
meeting
thing.
we need this.
Yeah.
I think that anyone else who can come and supply expertise is incredibly valuable. But the whole point of this was always for us to be talking.
I agree.
and
I agree.
Hadel can always watch the video if there's information she is looking for.
I'm gonna throw the.
So it has to be
20th.
the 23rd and the 2nd, not the 20th.
I think I should put the 20th in there, and if anyone
You
really
should.
wants to say, I absolutely
And again,
refuse to show up the evening of
Except
President's
that
Day.
Nick is a staff member.
He don't have to show up.
Yes, I want him there. Absolutely want him there.
Well, he doesn't.
Okay,
yeah.
because he's not part of the school committee, I'm just saying. And the deal was between the school committee and the city council.
Yeah, but
And they
he
can bring the expert.
He was at the last one, and he knows about how the budget's being
Okay.
developed.
Okay, I just need to throw this out there because I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. Like, they are city employees, and so they don't work on these days, and I get that, but they're also city employees, and they don't work in the evenings generally, and yet we ask them to come in on
That's
the
true.
evenings. So this is already outside of the regular schedule. If somebody says, hey, I actually have big President's Day plans with my family, we're all going skiing, then I get that. But if we're all just sitting around, just taking an extra day on the weekend, then maybe.
20th a holiday?
It is,
Yes,
but we're deciding
we're
to
talking
use it
about that now.
anyway.
I'm like, oh, it's totally open.
How
The
about the-
21st is also, the 23rd and the 2nd are not.
Okay.
Not open
No.
in this
I mean,
room?
some meetings end up being remote though, but there are boards that have
What time are they here?
one is one in the 2nd, I think, is 7 p.m.
That's okay, we don't
The
need.
other one is affordable and fair housing, which is 6, I think.
6 is getting a little close, but 7 would be fine.
So now we're doing the 20th and the 2nd?
But
And the
not the
21st,
The
you said was
21st is open as well.
21st.
That's a Tuesday, right?
That's a Tuesday.
That's a Tuesday.
And the 2nd of
Well,
March.
that's normally an ordinance meeting, isn't it? Or a school committee or something?
It's usually
Their
just-
their
take a
schedule is
look
kind
now.
of strange.
20,
Because it's the
21, and
5th
2.
Tuesday, so I don't think, it's like when we'd have the 5th Wednesday, we don't have a meeting.
It's not the 5th Tuesday, it's 1,
The
2, 3.
31st is the, oh wait, I'm looking at
We're
January.
February here.
20. See, I don't have them on their calendar like that I look at because they're remote. So I don't think.
All right, so let's do 20, 21, and the 2nd. Good time.
2021 and the 2nd.
Okay?
Second of March.
And then send out the pool and see which one is the best one.
Yeah, if none of those work, then
Figure it out.
figure it out.
We'll figure it out at a later meeting. Our next meeting is the 8th. Connie can't make it, but Tom, you're okay, right?
Do that.
Because the two of us have to be in the room.
Yes.
Okay. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
And I did set, you're doing the 3 public hearings for the 15th, right? Good.
Motion to adjourn, second, all in favor?
Sorry.
Thank you.